turn it around. How are we all doing today? Forgive my look. Forgive my look. It's cold. It's too cold. So today we're going to be talking about restaurant design. I am Chef Yetti of Yetti's Kitchen. I am currently at the bar of Yetti's Kitchen in Manchester. And we're going to be talking about restaurant design and generally the cost of putting together a typical restaurant like this in the UK. I'll try my best to make this quick. I think I have about 10 minutes to make it quick. So first things first, you obviously need a space. At the moment, Yetti's Kitchen Manchester is on a high street. So if I turn the camera around, you can see cars going by. So we're on the high street. We're right in front of the fire station. So you need a good location so that people can see you. I would go outside, and then from the outside, we then do a tour. From the outside, we do a tour so you can see what Yetti's Kitchen looks like from the outside. So once we go out the door, this is what it looks like. So we have a sign and we have 3 LED lights. So a sign that highlights what you do, the name in the middle, so your logo is very important because that's what people know you for online. And then we have our phone number, 299 Liverpool Road, the address, and we have the tag, the name tag on social media. On the front shop, we have windows that allows people to see into the restaurant. So you can see what we sell. There's a bright TV right there that shows people what we sell. And apart from that, it shows our food hygiene rating, which is a 5-star. It says face coverings must be worn. Because we sell alcohol, we need the sign that says under 25. And of course, we have a QR code up here. So if anybody wants our menu, they just need to scan that from the outside and they know what we have on the menu. So they can order it before they come in. And also we have a menu holder out here that holds all our flyers. So people who want a physical menu and haven't got a smartphone, they could pick up the menu right there. And if you have a smartphone and you're happy to scan the QR code, you can always use that. And then on the outside of the wall, we have waterproof, if I could call it waterproof, water repellent signs. So we have that so that when it rains, our sign doesn't get wet. We also have that, and it goes all the way to the top. It goes all the way to the top of the restaurant. We have little signs as well that say that we're on Deliveroo, and we have a sign to say that we're on Just Eat as well. And let's go in, and it obviously shows that we're open. Come on in. That was a sign provided by Just Eat. And also in the events that we might be busy in the kitchen and somebody just wants a menu, they can scan that, and then just by scanning that they get a menu as well. Good. It also says it on the outside of the shop that we accept all major cards, so that helps people know that they don't need to go to another shop because they haven't got cash or they've got card. By law, we need to display that as well. By law, we need to display that to say smoking, no smoking sign. And because of COVID, we now have to put that sign up to say this uses hand sanitizer when they walk in. So we also have an A board. We have an A board outside so that people that don't realize we're here, if you're walking by, you would get to see the A board. So on the other side of the A board is Yetti's Kitchen as well. So when you're walking past the restaurant, you can automatically see what we sell. And when you go all the way up, it shows you what we sell. Good. So when you want to walk into the restaurant, this is what it looks like. So you walk into the restaurant and you've got sofas, you've got portraits. I'll shut the door so you can hear me. You got sofas, you got portraits. Just 1 minute. One of the lights are missing. I'm very particular about lighting. Just bear with me. So obviously I'll get to the bit where we talk about pricing and how much it's cost to put this together. But before we get to that, let me just clean clean my camera. I'm thinking I'll start doing more live videos because sitting down and actually editing videos are taking too long now. So as you can see, at the end of the day, all we need to do is swap the sign over to say closed, and it would show closed, right? So as soon as you walk in, this is what the restaurant looks like. So we have LED lighting. We have LED lighting underneath the bar. It gives it nice ambience when it's dark. At the moment, you can't really feel the effect because it's still daytime. We got the tables. We got this chair. We got the tables. We got these chairs. If you pan up, you can see we got projectors. But typically, we painted the roof of Yetti's kitchen black, and that's because most people don't look up. And of course, we got quite a few wires going across the restaurant. So the only way we could hide the wires was by painting it black. We have our lights, and in Yetti's kitchen, the lights represent some of the problems we have in Nigeria at the moment. In Nigeria, we suffer from water shortages, and we suffer from electricity shortage, if I can call it a shortage. So that tap light represents the water shortage, and that lanterns represents the light shortage in Nigeria. We normally have lots of power cuts. We normally have lots of power cuts in Nigeria. So we thought in the design of Yetti's kitchen, we should incorporate what we know about in Nigeria. So when we pan from the left, once you walk into Yetti's kitchen, when we pan from the left, we've got a gramophone. I just thought that looks nice, and it's a good feature when people are looking into the restaurant. It's a good feature. We've got the gramophone. It does work, but the needle on the gramophone, the needle needs a bit of fixing. So that's that. We've got our TV display that displays what we sell outside. We got the sofas. We got the portraits on the wall. We got wallpaper on the wall and a bit of paint. We got the camera to record images for everybody walking in. We got the coffee machine. We got the, cake display for things like puff, meat pie. We got syrups for coffees. We got vinegar there for chips. We got the menu on here, right? Menu on here. So that helps us with when a customer walks in and they want to eat in, we take the menu from there and we give it to them to sit down and eat, right? And once more, we have the tap lights as well over the bar to give it a bit of brightness. We have our alcohol licenses displayed by law. You must have your alcohol licenses displayed immediately within sight, just in case you get an inspection. You obviously need to put the no smoking signs by law. You need to put the fact that you have to, if you're underage, we can ask you about your age before you buy alcohol. And then lastly, this is an allergy notice to say that if you have an allergy, let us know before you order our food. So that needs to be visible before people order food. And of course, we have alcohol on display over there as well. Over there, we have the toilet. Over there, we have the toilet for customers to use. And over there, we have the kitchen. And of course, it has a sign that says no entry, because you'd be surprised. Customers literally sometimes want to walk into the kitchen, and I don't understand. I would never go into McDonald's and think I could walk into the kitchen. But we've had quite a few instances where customers just try talking to us by opening the door and walking into the kitchen, and we're like, this is a no entry zone. You can't come in here except your staff. And the fact that we had to tell them was a bit awkward. So yeah. And then we obviously have club seating, if you can imagine club seating. That was made by myself because the cost of seating, buying ready-made seating was just too expensive. So I had to make the whole seat myself. These were just regular tables. That I bought. Of course, you can see some stains of bleach on them, which is perfectly fine. It's as long as it's clean. These are just tables that I bought. They look very crappy when I bought them. I bought some leather and then I put in some studs to give it a bit of detail. When I bought that as well, I bought the cushion behind, and then I put the leather on, and then I put the glass buttons on as well. And of course, we got the 4x2 or 2x2 from B&Q. We had them cut it for us. And when they cut it for us, we just literally put it across, nailed it in, filed it down, and yeah, sorted it out. These are just regular chairs that we bought as well, dining table chairs, but we obviously wanted it to match the scheme, the color scheme, so we bought chair covers off eBay. I'll say probably $250 per cover, and it was pretty cheap as well. So portraits, this was from a pub that was closing down. They had quite a few portraits to advertise what they're selling, like alcohol and beer. So I just took it from the pub, bought it from them, and of course put in portraits. These are 10 people that were very instrumental. These are 10 people that were very instrumental in the journey to Yetti's Kitchen. The famous question we get asked when people come in here is, "Oh, Yetti, are you on this wall? Where are you on the wall?" I'm very private, so I'm not a fan of having my picture up on the wall so I can look at myself. So it's not something I love doing. So apart from that, we obviously have the till, the cash till, that allows you to take payments. That probably cost me £25. That probably cost £25 off Gumtree, off eBay. Very basic, very easy. We have a mirror, just something to occupy the space. Just something to occupy the space, so nothing special. I think that probably cost a tenner. We put some wood around it just to make it look fancy. Painted it up, and yep, that was that. We have music connected using our studio speakers. Every other music idea that I was to play music in the restaurant was looking very expensive, and I had the speakers sitting around in my studio at home. So I said to myself, I might as well bring my studio speakers here. So the wires to those studio speakers are at least 5 to 10 meters long. It literally goes all the way down into that trunk. I'll go closer so you see. There's a bit of trunking, but the trunking is black, so that helps hide it on the wallpaper. So we got a bit of trunking here. So the wire from the speaker literally goes all the way from there down, all the way down there, and it goes in through there, and it comes out here and into a mobile phone. It had to be a smartphone because we play music from Spotify, and to play music in your restaurant you need to pay for a music license. I believe it's about £600 a year to play music in your restaurant. If you don't play music in your restaurant, that's a choice, but we definitely know Nigerians like their music whilst they're waiting for their food, so music was very important. So it's just in here using a headphone jack. So obviously the studio speakers had the left and right, and then we just put it in through a headphone jack, connect it to the mobile phone port. I'll try and focus on this. No, it's not going to focus. There we go. So it just goes into that bit, on the mobile phone. And we just play music on Spotify by swiping up. So we have a playlist. As you can see, the playlist is 9 hours long. So, and we're open from 12 to 9 p.m. every day, Monday to Sunday. So by default, that plays for 9 hours, and we don't need to touch the music. Every time there's new music that comes out in Nigeria or any part of the world that we think is good music, because we only play good music in Yetti's Kitchen, we don't play any kind of music. So it's got to be music that children can listen to. We don't want children to be in the restaurant and feel uncomfortable with swear words and whatever. So that's something we have considered. And of course, so we had the speakers coming through there, but remember we got projectors as well, and these projectors are projecting movies onto the table, right? They're projecting movies onto the table. That was a whole argument with my partner. That was a whole argument because he could not see why I wanted projectors up on the wall. So his hands were hurting like crazy because he had to suspend himself using the ladders and stick that up into the ceiling. But the problem with that as well is sticking that to the ceiling, and the ceiling was made of, I think, chalk. So every time he put a nail in through the ceiling, whatever he was trying to put in the ceiling kept coming down. So he had to do a lot of work to make sure that it stays up and it holds the weight of the projector. So yeah, so it projects onto the tables and it shows movies on the tables. But based on the way it's done, it only shows movies facing the person sitting on the sofa. It doesn't show the movie facing the person sat on the chairs, on the dining chairs. So it's the whole idea is it would suit a couple, which is two people sat there and they're watching a movie on that side. Good. So that's that. So we had to have smart sockets on each table to allow people that've got laptops, so that if people have got laptops, they could just plug in their laptops or plug in their phones into the socket, and that would help them charge their phones. And we understand that we're in a versatile world now where people are using their laptops and using their phones a lot. So they obviously need something to charge their devices whilst they wait for food or whilst they're eating. So that is that. Now let's go into, I would say the toilet. I would say the toilet's the only thing left. We wanted to consider disabled or less abled people in the toilet. So we had to have a handle that people can hold on to via this means. I don't know how to explain it. As soon as you walk in, the lights turn on, so they are sensitive. So they're sensitive, and that helps us save electricity. It's just a basic lights that says on, off, or PR. And if you obviously put it on PR, if there's no movement in the toilet, it would automatically switch off. If there's movement, it would stay on. The extractor fan had to be fitted. When we came in here, it was just an office space, so none of this existed. I'm not in a place where I can show you what it looked like before, but yeah, it was just an empty office space, and it was nothing like a restaurant, so we had to install everything from scratch. So of course we had the disabled handle, just in case somebody is disabled and they needed help to get on the toilet. We also had the toilet lifted. We had to have the toilet lifted so it can be the right size to match a wheelchair user. We've got the toilet. We've got the toilet roll over there, and we've got the sink over here. So you have your toilet tissues here. You got your sink. In here again, we have the tap lights again, and that's basically it. And then of course, when you turn this knob this way, it shows it on the outside that the toilet is engaged, and if you turn it this way, it says vacant. It's a self-closing toilet as well, meaning that it keeps smells in, just in case somebody has done a number two. Just in case somebody has done a number two in the toilet, it keeps the smell in, just in case they forget to close the door. We don't have to keep reminding people to shut the door behind them. Yeah. So in terms of costing, I would leave you to do the figures. So I would say this chairs in totality cost us about, me buying the leather, buying the nails, buying the cushion that goes in, buying this piece of wood that sticks at the top, trying to fix that bit and make it look pretty as best. Cost us about £600. When we wanted to buy the ready-made version, they were quoting us about 1,500, so we saved half of the money by doing it ourselves. This tables cost us about £100 for all the tables, and then the leather to go on it cost about £20, and then the detailing on that as well cost us about, I'll say £20 to get the detail on. So there you go. So that's that. The lights we got off Amazon. That was pretty easy. I think it's about £6 for light bulbs. For the light bulbs, it's about £6 for the light bulb per bulb, I think. Yeah, and it lasts about a year. I think it's on average every year I'd get to change it. But to buy the whole unit, it costs about £30-40 per unit. And that includes the lantern light as well. Projectors, we bought it off Gumtree on offer, so we just bought pre-used projectors. That's why some of them are black, some of them are white. I was a bit particular about all of them being the same color, but then I realized that I was running low on budget. So the projectors cost $150 for 6 projectors, or is it 5? Yeah, they cost 150 for 5 projectors altogether, and that was off Gumtree because they're pre-used. So we obviously have remote controls for all of them, and all of the wires from all the projectors. Look at that. All the wires go along the wall into the trunking. Look at that. They go into the trunking on that side that I showed you. So yeah, that's that. Obviously, paint on the wall, that's just basic from B&Q. Probably about £40 for a jar of paint. The wallpapers, I did that myself. I'll probably say that cost me 50 quid. Yeah, probably cost me 50 quid, including the paste that goes behind it. So we're talking about the chairs, we're speaking about the tables. Gramophone, I can't remember. That's just more of a lovely buy. I can't remember how much that cost. What's next? Coffee machine. That's a good one. Coffee machine that cost, I think, about £600. So that was very expensive to buy. I told you the price of that already. The bar, to build the bar, that was a very expensive feat. So ready-made bars were costing at least £2,000, £3,000 to buy ready-made, and you just install them when they arrive. So we had to physically buy the wood ourselves and have it cut at B&Q. So that cost us, I'd probably say £100 to buy the wood, and then we needed to buy these are the kind of covering you normally have in your kitchen. This is the kind of wood cover that you normally find in your kitchen. So this cost about, I don't know, I'll probably say £100 for this bit that goes on this wood. So this wood was cut for us by B&Q, and then this bit was the kind of stuff you have in your kitchen, on your kitchen table. So we just had that. A long bit of it was made and cut, and then when that was done, it joins up here. So you can see we just used a bit of tape to join it, and then we ordered another bit that joins up there. So it's just one long bit. It's one long bit that runs all the way like you would have in your kitchen, and then we had another bit that goes across that way. Camera, that's just off Amazon. I'll probably say £20. So it has a memory card in there that carries on, and it just overwrites itself on average every 7 days. So yeah, that costs probably about £20-30. All the mugs and stuff up there, they were just bits and pieces that we bought. If you look on Gumtree and eBay and stuff, there are many restaurants that close down and just want to sell stock, and they just give you like 200 mugs for stupid price. So you just buy it off them. Yeah, so obviously that's the menu. I had to make sure it was green to match the Nigerian flag, the Nigerian coat of arms color. So we have the menu over here, and that's, I think, off Amazon as well. It's double-sided. I designed this myself, so it's pretty helpful if you can design and do stuff yourself. It saves you money, and you don't have to pay somebody to keep designing stuff for you. So customers can always WhatsApp us their feedback, or they can follow us on Instagram by scanning those codes. So it's double-sided. I printed it off in the library because my color printer in my house wouldn't print it in good detail like this. So you might be wondering that where can you get to print this, your menu off in good color. Printing it off at the library because they have better printers saved me money. So it cost me about 50p per page to print, and versus if I decided to print online with the flyer companies, they obviously charge more, and they obviously don't do. I only had like 5 pages of the menu that I needed to print, so they wouldn't print only 5 pages of the menu for you, because they obviously do like bulk print, which is like 5,000 stuff. So obviously this one I designed myself as well on Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. I designed that myself. I just looked for a template to say 3-fold flyer template. I looked for that on Google, and once I had that template, I dragged it into Photoshop, and then I put that up. I put that up on my Photoshop, and then when I wanted to print, I used Cheapest Print. Cheapest Print is the company I use for my printing, and they do beautiful printing. I've never had a problem with them in over 3 years. Alcohol-wise, we obviously use local suppliers, wholesale suppliers, but in order to get Nigerian alcohol, you obviously need to go to specific providers because. So this is the alcohol fridge. We had to get under counter fridges. These are just your basic fridges that you have in your kitchen, but we wanted to make sure that we got ones that fit under the bar. So these are your basic ones, and I think probably cost me 50 quid each. And I bought them secondhand. I didn't buy them ready made. So this is the alcohol fridge. We have Nigerian Guinness. We have Nigerian Guinness. We have cider. We have cocktails over there, and of course we have our Malta Guinness. We have our Malta Guinness in there, and then that's for non-alcoholic drinks. We have our blue roll. We have flour for puff puff. And yeah, so I think I've told you the price of the sofas, price of the tables, price of the bar. On average, rent over here costs about £700. So to rent this place as well as the 1-bedroom flat above costs about £700. So it was a good steal in terms of I rent the restaurant and I rent the bit above for £700. You can't go wrong with that because you're making money from the restaurant, and you've also got your living abode where you can live above the restaurant, so it saves you money. Good. In another video, I'll take you through the kitchen and what the kitchen looks like and how the setup of the kitchen is. But for today, we'll just focus on the restaurant aspect. So on average, in totality, it cost, I'll probably say between 30 to 40 grand to put this together. I think the restaurant bit is the cheapest part of the restaurant because it really doesn't cost much. But when you get to the kitchen, that's the most expensive part because, yeah, that's it. So even fire extinguishers, things as basic as fire extinguishers cost about 5 grand for them to be installed. So you really need to think about how much you want to spend. And of course, when I say 30 to 40 grand to put this together, that was on a shoestring budget. There are many restaurants that spend at least 100 grand. And that's why many restaurants struggle to get the ball rolling once they start because they've put themselves in debt before they started the business. But mine was mostly savings from my 9-to-5 job. I was working as a business analyst, scrum master in IT before I set this up. So it put me in a place where my savings from that and my husband's savings as well, we put that together to set this up. And here we are. So the speakers, I think they're about £250 if you're thinking of the price. Price of the speakers, £250. And I'll say that's it. I don't think there's anything else. We obviously have a cellar. We have a cellar down here. So you can sit above this. This is pretty stable. You can sit above this. And of course we use that for storage as well, to store more stock as well. We have a card machine. Might be worth telling you that. And we use SumUp. We use SumUp as a card machine. It connects to your phone and you can charge customers for card payments. You can process your card payments using SumUp. And we believe we've not had any problems with them. We use them for 3 years and they're pretty cheap as well. It's about 2%. Of course, you have more beautiful looking POSs that could be used, that you see all these famous people like McDonald's use and stuff, but I don't see the point of spending money on a direct debit every month to pay for a payment processing service when I don't need to pay anything per month for SumUp. It's not, I only pay per transaction rather than per month. So in the event that I've got very low sales, I don't owe anybody money. And these major providers often put you in a place where you're owing money even before you've made any sales. So I came off all those typical platforms and I just put myself in a place where per transaction, they take about 50p, they take about £1. And that's perfectly fine because it suits my business model at the moment. I really love these lights. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for any more videos on what you would like me to cover. Thank you very much. Take care.